good fucking God. Like, Jesus Christ. Every time this show gets good for 5 minutes, it has to immediately just ruin it. Like, Lord. Why? Hello, everybody. We are here today to cover 3 episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush that succeed in their goal of occupying 22 minutes of your time, and that is about it. Yeah, after what wound up being a pretty good conclusion overall to the last arc, we basically are now in what should be a really cool, fun, creepy idea for a storyline. That our bad guy accomplished his goal. Our heroes have been placed in a weird dream world that is under the bad guy's control, and he's fucking with their minds and memories to get what he wants. That should be so cool. You could do so much. You can have so much fun. Then you remember, this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush, where actual creativity and imagination has a shelf life of however long before the opioids wear off. And so, yeah, we begin episode 78 with Yugioh and Yugioh walking down just a park where just random stuff is like wrong. And to be fair, when this started, I kind of had a feeling where it was going. So I kind of just thought we could have some fun with it. You see all this weird little silly nonsense. Yuhi's got a bit of a different voice. Well, he has a different voice actor for like 10 minutes. And at first, yeah, it's kind of fun. Like seeing all the different silly things, the way a lot of them are just kind of in the background. I thought it made for just a fun little way to introduce us to what our heroes have to now fight. But no! After 10 minutes, we get what might be the most shameful, time-saving thing I've ever seen. I think this is worse than a clip episode. Literally, the second half of this episode, or at least most of it, is replaying the footage you just saw while everyone just painfully goes over the details to point out all the shit that shows you that, oh my God, we're in a dream world. And what's even more annoying, Yugioh isn't doing this. It's Yugioh. I go back to this time and time again. Why does Yugioh get so much play in this show? Why is our protagonist so rarely the one ever moving the story forward? Between this, Will Dress, and Witch from Mercury, I'm ready to just scream, what is the problem here? Why does no one want their protagonist to be their protagonist and just waste time on all this excess shit? God! So, yeah, that's just kind of all there is to say about it. Damamu duels the Chupacabra Kid, because, you know, as we enter what might be the final, like, chunk of episodes, that's really the duel we've all been burning, waiting to see. But so effectively, after a very long process, they deduce that they are in a dream world created by the bad guy whose name escapes me right now, and I don't feel like looking it up. And there's only one thing to do. Waste the next several episodes on getting individual characters back. Now, as many of you remember, something similar to this happened in Sevens. In Sevens, when everyone was exposed to Monster Reborn's radiation, I guess, they never really explained how that whole thing worked. A bunch of our characters lost their memories of being friends and all the adventures they had to go on. And so one would assume the next several episodes would just be about getting them all back. But no, it was only like 1 or 2. It was basically just Gakudo's 2 servants get their finalization for their arcs as they're able to overcome him to save him. And then everyone does everything else off screen because we know exactly how the rest of this scene is going to play out. We know where it's going, so we get rid of the boring stuff, the generic stuff, and move to the what's going to be the best of them, which is getting Roman back, which wound up being this super strong, well done, well executed episodes, because for the sole purpose of we didn't waste time and they put their effort into the thing they knew would work the most. But here, it's just like, is watching Manabu act like a cat for 20 minutes interesting? I don't think so. Is watching the Nail clone, because why the fuck do I need to remember his name? Zion, I guess, I don't know. Is watching him get his stupid furniture store such a big deal? No! We're just wasting everyone's time. And the problem is, the more you drag it out, the worse it feels, because you're now used to every trick that's going to happen. There isn't a lot of difference to how everybody fixes everybody in the scenarios, because the episodes are dragged out. There's not enough ideas here to get you to the 22-minute mark, so the duels just kind of feel pretty long and pretty boring. This Zion one had probably the closest thing to an interesting idea to it, and that being that Zion figured out, I don't know why he's the one who figures out, he figured out he was in a dream world. He knew something was wrong, but he could finally be happy and get what he wanted, so he was just willing to roll with it. That could have been a really interesting idea, but who the fuck cares about this guy? I don't care about Zion. I don't know anyone who cares about Zion. Why would you have such a large cast of characters who go away, and he's the one you pick to have this? And don't hate me because he's supposed to be like Nail. No, he is not Nail. They are different characters. Nail was fun because he played everything straight and took everything seriously and felt weirdly like a threat. This guy is nothing. He wants to open a space furniture store. Does that sound entertaining to you? So yeah. No, let's continue with this. Why not make it that it's Epoch? Why not continue with the Epoch stuff and make it that she's the one who, for whatever reason, knows she's in a dream world, but doesn't want to go away because, I don't know, her parents are back or whatever the hell is happening in the dream world. And make it that Yugioh, your main character, has to then be the one to like kind of break it to her and bring her back and accept reality. Then you could really go into some things, but you're not doing that here. And before anyone says, oh, that'd be too dark. No, other Yu-Gi-Ohs have explored these concepts in the past. And more importantly, again, using the Sevens example, as silly as Sevens was, as goofy as Sevens was, when it was time to do the Roman thing, it took itself very seriously. Like, it was a serious conundrum for Luke. Do I let Roman move on and have the potential happy, great future? Or do I bring her back to reality? And even though she'll be living the life she's supposed to be and have full knowledge of everything that's happened to her, she'll just get dragged into all this insanity again. It was a beautifully done story arc because they knew what they were doing and they sat there and they're focused. All of this just feels random and put together, and this just keeps happening. It's like they have no idea how to fill episode counts, so they just like keep propelling ideas forward because they haven't made characters who are compelling enough or fun enough to actually just fill in screen time just watching them hang out, which they totally could have done. But yeah, this 3 episodes. Before anyone asks, 81 is not at the time of this recording subtitled, so we'll just kind of get to that when we get to that, I guess. A part of me wants to believe maybe there's something more interesting going on there based on the premise, but I kind of doubt it, honestly, if we're being honest with ourselves. But yeah, that was these 3 episodes. There's really not a lot to say, and they're really quite bad. But anyways, what did you think about them? Tell me that in the comment section below. And as for the TCG question of the week, I guess we should address this because everyone else is talking about it. The SP Little Knight drama. This is a card that is $100. Our first $100 secret rare in a long ass time. This is the talking point on everyone's minds. Also, I think it's funny. SP Little Knight, I think, was a super rare in Japan. We got the rarity upgrade, and now it's just fucking exploded. So, the question a lot of people are asking, and it'll be the question I pose to you, is are you okay with sets having $100 secret rares like this? And again, we've come close lately, rather it's Thrust or Pot of Prosperity back in the day. Like, expensive Yu-Gi-Oh cards happen, but when you go into the triple digits, it's honestly a little too much. I am firmly in the believer that core sets need to get fucking better, but I don't think this is what you do, really. I think this is just kind of insane, and if you spend $100 on this card, I get to judge you. I'm silently judging you like your parents are when they see your anime search history. But yeah, tell me that in the comment section below. And as always, click to like, click to subscribe, and join me. Let's talk about a different anime next week.